business is always fun because our people, they don't get an opportunity to understand what business really is.
Yeah.
They think we need to be entertainers. They think we need to be actors. They think we need to be professional athletes.
Right.
That's what they teach most African American people.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key to success. But it's a lot of other things that we can be doing besides using our muscle.
Right.
We could be using our minds.
Right.
So, you know, that's the journey I'm on. I want to teach the next generation and understand the importance of building a legacy and building an empire. Because like you said, we both from New Orleans, people don't expect that. They expect us to not be where we are now.
That was one of my questions for you. Why do you feel it's so difficult to even be successful in New Orleans? I mean, I left New Orleans 15, 16, 17 years ago, moved to Phoenix, now I'm in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You left.
Yeah.
Tyler P, I mean, I can go down the list. You know, everybody just,
well,
you know, it's
people
like you
start
gotta
realizing
be
that,
successful.
you know, New Orleans is a beautiful place. I wouldn't change it for nothing. But I think the most important thing that we realize, it gets smaller when you know everybody.
Yeah.
So definitely. I feel like I knew everybody in New Orleans, so it started getting smaller to me.
Yeah.
And I think it's hard for you to chase your dreams when you know everybody. Like for me, being somewhere else and coming back home to visit, taking care of the community, taking care of the elderly, taking care of the kids, that's what's important. I tell people sometimes you do have to get away.
Yeah.
You have to cut the negative people off, and you got to do what's best for you.
So it sounds like it's easy to become complacent, essentially.
Yes.
Because people know, I know Gary did this, and you know, it's hard to almost reintroduce yourself and say, you know what, my name's Sam Carter. I actually want to do this now. You know.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because when I first started, way back in the day, I used to sing with Raymond Miles and Ram.
Yeah.
You remember Raymond Miles?
Yes.
Traveled all over, sung all these different gospel choirs. You know, everybody knew Raymond Miles back in those days. But people would then identify you with, oh, you into music or singing.
Yeah.
But it's like as my passion grew, and I was always great at math and science. I went to New Orleans Center for Math and Science.
Yes.
I went to Xavier. It's like, no, let me reintroduce myself.
Yeah.
I'm a different
person
now.
Yes.
But the city does have a way, and every time, even I go back now, people are like, you know, you still sing, you still do this. I'm like, yo, that was
they can't
too many years ago. Like,
they can't get the past out of you. It's almost like when people people don't realize, like, even with me in the music business, now that I'm a businessman, people still go back to Master P, the rapper, the entrepreneur, which that's a part of me building my character in my past. But I don't want people to just look at me for that, because I did go to college. I went to University of Houston. I was an A student in high school, and I always knew that God had something bigger for me. So I put my trust and faith in God. And you know, even in business, everybody is not going to be a boss. That's what people need to realize. And but the growth, where we are now, like, it's about the growth, to change it. Don't be afraid to grow up and change. Because even when you come from New Orleans, everybody think that you're only real if you're in the streets. Yeah. Or you in jail. And which is crazy to me, because we want to educate the next generation to send them to college instead of sending them to prison. Yeah. And
I want to go to your early mindset. So I always say, what got you here won't get you there.
Yeah.
And that's just my philosophy of, you know, as you're moving and growing through life, you know, sometimes what got you here becomes an old paradigm, and now you have to shift your thought process. Yeah. So if you can go all the way back to your New Orleans days, it's like, you know, Master P, young, doing this thing, growing all these artists, you know, what was that mindset? That
mindset was still a boss mindset, but I still had some growing up to do because of my surroundings, because of the people that was around me. I said, you know, where I'm at now, I wish I could have had people around me that could have pushed me instead of running with me. I mean, I was a boss. I was making big moves, but I was the smartest person in the room, which in business, you don't want to be the smartest person in the room. Yeah. You want people that's going to push you, people that's going to make you get out and get at it and say, look, man, I'm going to make it happen. Let's do this. Not just conquer the music industry. Let's conquer this industry, that industry while we hot. Same thing I tell like athletes and entertainers now. Take advantage of your power while you're hot. And a lot of people don't do that. So I thank God that He allowed me to grow and understand. I started doing a lot of reading. I started looking up on a lot of other, you know, African American entrepreneurs. I want to show you a book that I have. Cool. I want to show you a book This book is called "Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun?" this Reginald Lewis, he was one of the first African American billionaires, and he came up in the food and snack industry, and he conquered the grocery stores. The same thing that I'm doing right now.
Now, how old is this?
This book, I mean,
20 years old. Man,
yes.
Wow.
Yes, and you got to read this. That's my gift to you.
Oh, you giving it to me?
Yeah, that's my gift to you.
Man.
I want you to take
that's what I came here for.
Yes, but it's knowledge. So I tell you all the time, I don't pray for money, I pray for wisdom. And this book is going to change your life because
Thank you.
Let me tell you what this guy did. So
Thank you.
When he didn't have no money, he went to a business meeting. He got him a limo. He looked it good, put him a nice suit on, and closed multi-million-dollar deal and didn't have no money.
Yeah.
So you just got to outthink him. He was playing chess while everybody else was playing checkers. This guy got into the food business and was able to take over the snack and food industry. Yeah. And I mean, he built an empire from nothing. And I tell people when I look at my life, I think, you know what? If this guy could do it, I could do it. Yeah. And if I could do it, I'm telling them that's watching us, they could do it. You did it, I did it, y'all could do it. Yeah. And so I don't want just to be us. Yeah. I want it to be thousands of us.
Yeah, and that's this whole mission that we're on right
yes.
now. And you made me think of something like, I used to always tell people, when I was younger, I pulled pieces out of people. My uncle was hood. He knew how to fight. Yeah. He taught me how to fight. So that's why my dad had a little smarts, a teacher had some other little mannerism.
Take a little bit from everybody.
But then the shocker to me was when I was in my early 30s and I realized I had grew up into this mirage of a person.
Yes.
And I couldn't do that no more. Yeah. Like I couldn't no longer fake it. I actually grew up, and so now I became the mentor to my once mentors, right? That was kind of like
let me tell you. Let me tell you what happened though. You realize who you are not to know who you are. And that's what people don't realize. Most people think, you want to be what makes me good at what I do? I realize I'm not a street guy. I'm not a thug. I'm an entertainer. Yeah. So when you know that, then you know what you can be. Yeah. I know who I am now because I know who I'm not. Yeah. And a lot of people think, because if you look at, you talk about keeping it real, most people that keeping it real are the toughest guys in the world. They dead or in prison.
There you go.
So, we want to keep it real and handle our business and take care of our families and do what we need to do. I feel like that's keeping it real, being responsible, and not being afraid to grow and change, because I think that's the most important thing, that our culture is afraid to grow because we're worried about what somebody else gonna say. Yeah. I don't care what you can say. You can't say nothing about me. There's nothing you can say about me, because everything I done been through, I don't want that bad taste no more. Yeah. I don't want, I'm going to go to the ghetto to visit and take care of my people, but I'm not going back there to live. Yeah. That's just, I made that commitment to myself. I'm not going back. That's why I work. So people say, why you work so hard? You got so much. No, they have passed generational wealth down to their descendants. Yes. We still worrying about getting 40 acres
in a mule.
Right. You see what I'm saying? We behind. We got to run. We got to figure out, man, we got to run. We can't look about the past. Right. The past is over. We can't change the past, but we can change the future. Yeah. And that's what this is about. Us coming together, communicating about this, saying what we are, what our values. And it's about educating our people. Because we can't even sit in the same room, because we jealous, count somebody else's pockets. I've never worried about what somebody else had. I don't care, my peers or whatever. I always say I'm gonna make the best out of what I have.
Thank God I can get it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If anything, I want to get closer to them, figure out how they got it, so I can get it.
And then we need to celebrate people like this guy. We got to celebrate this guy because this guy came before us, but he did it. Yeah. I mean, this guy's one of the richest guys in the world, and as an African American man, and he done it. Not music, not being an athlete. He used his brains to get it. Yeah. This guy was like you. He was a lawyer. He took care of his business. He was about the community. Yeah. About educating the next generation. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The more we make, the more we give. And I tell people all the time, to have a successful business, you have to have integrity. Yeah. And that's what people don't realize. Integrity, what keeps the blessings going.
That's right. I totally agree.
Yeah.
One thing I find, so with younger people, because I mentor a lot of young folk, and some of them are pretty successful when they're on the court.
Yes.
I always go back to willpower because I find a lot of people blame their past or going back, oh, I grew up like this, or I didn't have a dad, or I didn't have a mom, or my mom was often on drugs, or And then I always say, you know, at the same time, there's that rich kid who had everything and they still up going down the wrong path.
Yeah.
So to me, it seems that the common denominator is willpower. Like, what is it inside of you that you're willing to grow and re-identify with? And it sounds like that's what you're saying when you got to a certain point. It's like, hey, I started picking up books. I believe in God.
Yeah.
You know, you search for a higher source outside of yourself.
Well, you have to want to get better. I think a lot of us, you know, we get comfortable. Mm-hmm. Being uncomfortable is what's going to keep you going and keep you motivated. I tell my kids, you know, my kids have a successful life, but people say, P, why you raise them the way you raise them? Because I want to give them opportunity, not just giving them stuff. Yeah. I mean, I treat them like we don't have nothing. Yeah. Because I want them to be able to keep this empire going.
So give me an example when you say, P, why you treat them like that?
Well, if you look at, so I played basketball with Steph Curry's dad, and we was at the Charlotte Hornets, and Steph Curry used to be in the gym, but his passion drove him to be one of the best shooters in the game. He didn't grew up in the project. He didn't grow up like we grew in poverty, but something have to drive you to want that success, and that's passion and love. You have to have that. You have to love something. You have to be passionate about it. The same thing in business. Nobody's gonna give you nothing. If somebody give you something, you're just gonna lose it.
Yeah. You know, so one of my philosophies, I say, you know, welfare perpetuates poverty.
Yeah.
And I've been saying that for years because, you know, it's a systematic way of, you know, if your back don't touch that wall, that's where creativity lies.
Man, let me tell you something when you say that.
And fall.
let me tell you something what's crazy, right? So my people, I done helped so many of my people in my family. Mm-hmm. I done gave them hundreds of thousands of dollars, some of them millions.
I think they have a last name in common.
So let me tell you the problem, right? Now, if I just would have gave, and one of my best friends told me, he said, man, you gave them too much. Yeah. Then they can't appreciate you. Mm-hmm. So, you know, now if I would have broke that money down and gave them $10,000 a month, or whatever, they would love me. Yeah. Because all they want is a check to come in the mail. Yeah. And they want free money. Yeah, that's true. So,
and I experienced the same.
Man, I went on the freeway in New Orleans. Now imagine this. I'm in California. I had an aunt call me. I paid for the car. She got a brand new $60,000 car. It caught a flat on I-10 in New Orleans. She called me, baby, you need to come fix this tire. Why did you get me this car? I'm like,
that's New Orleans folks fire, boy.
Bro, I'm like, you own this car. Like, you have AAA. Just, who I need the car? Say, just, you got insurance, call AAA. You want me to come way from California? So that's what I mean by we have to stop entitling.
I tell you, one person, I hate to put on blast right now. I'm talking about my mama, who I bought a condo for in New Orleans. And she's like, I don't want to live in this city. I want to live over here. And, you know, she prefers Metairie. Yeah. And she want this and she want that. I'm like, Mom, listen, like, this is an investment. I'm trying to put you in a place that, and it's temporary. I say, just live here temporarily. Gary know the story. Yeah. And then I'll move you somewhere else. But, you know, because I'm not Oprah's son or Master P's son. Yeah. So, you know, and I do well, but it's still that you always got to leverage and move with smarts.
No, it's a process. I think our relatives have to trust the process and let us grow. Yeah, yeah. You know,
that's not wished. I love that. I wish that they would just trust.
Yeah. But everybody can't see that. So let me tell you something.
First generation.
Yeah, well, this is what you guys got to realize. Everybody see the mustard seed. Nobody see the tree. Right. Mm-hmm. You have to have vision to see the tree. Mm-hmm. Our people didn't raise up like that. So think about it. My grandmother worked on St. Charles, and she was cleaning houses for these people on St. Charles. Mm-hmm. I had to tell her, we have more money than the guy you cleaning the house for. Mm-hmm. Like,
baby, no, you don't. There's no way.
No, but your mentality, we don't believe that people that look like us can acquire that type of wealth. Yeah. So it's still a process, even with them. It's a process for them to catch on in the seat. Because as soon as you say no to one of them, then they get angry and mad and upset. I mean, I went through that same process with my brother that's incarcerated right now, my whole thing was, you have to change your friends, you have to change your attitude. Everything. Same thing with me. That's the only reason. That's the only reason I'm still here. Your image, everything.
Yeah.
But you know, some people, I get it. It's a process.
Yeah.
So God has blessed us with a mind and an attitude to speed that process up, saying we're not waiting because we thinking business, we thinking bigger.
Yeah.
We see the tree.
Yeah.
They only see the mustard seed. But they don't realize when you plant that mustard seed and pour water on it and nurture it, it's going to grow into a big tree. It's the same way I can see a building, see a house, see something getting made up that the other person might not see because they don't have a vision. But
so how do you sustain, I guess, and this is because I'm asking those questions I know people want to hear, especially young people. So if you reach that certain level of success, how do you sustain those relationships?
Well,
you know
what? God, if you read the Bible, God said some relationships you got to let go. Don't be afraid to let go.
So
and then others
know title, mom, dad, brother, cousin, sister.
Well, so the thing about it, if it's family, you don't let family go. But some family, you have to give tough love sometimes. Sometimes you got to love them from a distance till they catch up with you mentally, because it's a mindset. So people don't realize you have to change your mindset. If people don't want to change their mindset, then you got to do what's best for you and your family. Because in the Bible they say, it ain't like we're twins. You know, if you wasn't born together, you definitely sure ain't gonna die together. Everybody has their own purpose. And if people don't get it, then all right, say for instance you don't want nothing in life. That ain't my fault. Even if you're kin to me. Yeah. You know, you're accountable for your own problems, your own sins. You know, my whole thing is all this success is temporary anyway. Yeah. So for me, it's about doing the right thing for the right people that deserve it. Because
temporary in the sense that one day you're gonna die anyway, or you could just lose it.
It don't matter. If you're a businessman, you can lose it and get it back.
Yeah.
You know, that's God to put you through that sometimes to test you, to see, you know, what you made of. They say what don't kill you make you stronger. Yeah. So if you lose it, I mean, I done lost it a couple times and stood back up. Yeah. Because I don't live for money. Yeah. You know, and I know that I can make money. It's like instant grits, just add water. So if you lose it, you got to figure out what did you do, take those steps to get it back. And I think that's what our people are afraid of. So we so tight with money because they don't teach us that. They don't teach us economics. They don't teach us banking. So even when we go to college, you don't went to school, these are things that you need to learn. I tell people take 1 hour a week and just go online and learn about banking and economics and watch. If you do get some money, you'll be able to hold on to it. Because that's what they teach.
Even in my industry, you know, the accounting industry, QuickBooks is utilized by 90% of small businesses. Yes. It is still not a course that's offered in the college classroom. It's called QuickBooks 101, 102, 103, so that you leave out, at least you know the basic. You can actually add value to your employer.
So let me tell you something about college. College gives you knowledge, but having applied knowledge make you an expert. Yeah. So I'm an expert because I done seen it. I get it. They teach us how to make money, but they don't teach us how to spend money. Yeah.
You know, Norman Francis, when we graduated from Xavier, he said, this degree that you have says that you've learned how to learn. Yeah. And I was like, son of a bitch, how much money did this shit cost? Like, you've learned how to learn. Yeah. Doesn't guarantee a job. Yeah. Doesn't guarantee a certain income. I'm like, damn, if they would have told me that freshman year, I probably would have rethought this damn, you know. Yeah. But nonetheless, though, that paradigm has grown with me, and it's very true, you know. So we go back to that willpower again. Yeah. You know?
Well, willpower is so important because with willpower, it creates commitment. Like, you have to be committed to what you're doing. And when you do have willpower, I tell people the keys to success, you have to write down what you want to do with your business. I'm telling you, a lot of people don't realize when you write it down, you can see it, and you get up in the morning, it's power.
The Bible says that. Make a decision, make it plain.
Yes. Yeah. And people don't, so think about it. You might want to be successful, but like he said, vision without a plan is no vision. Yeah. Because, you know, you saying, oh, I'm going to do this, but you don't even have a plan to do it.
And that's one thing I don't really, I definitely believe that and encourage that, but I don't preach that enough. So I'm going to start preaching that, like, write it down.
Not text it.
Like, you know, you need to see it. Write it down. You need to see it because I don't care if you write it on your mirror at home. You know, okay, what's my goals? Yeah. Okay, what's the plan? And when you start doing that, then you bring it to life, but you're going to start speaking it.
Yeah.
So, you know, you look in the Bible, it say about the power of words.
Yeah.
A lot of people normally speak negative on themselves. My thing is, if you speak positive, it'll happen. It might not happen when you want it to happen, but you got to keep going. So people don't realize when I built No Limit, it didn't happen when I wanted it to happen. It happened because I kept going and I believed. It was my passion. I knew that nobody could stop me. And I told them all the time, man, you can't beat it, so you might as well join us because you're not going to stop me. And you're going to fail. Don't be afraid to fail.
Saying that.
Don't be afraid to fail. I'm telling you, you will fail. I don't care whatever you do in life, you're going to fail several times. But when I fail forward. I feel with my hands. Hit the ground and I jump back up and start over again. That's what
they
feeling.
say. You win or you learn. You know, you can't get it wrong. You never get it done. I actually posted that. I was like, you can't get it wrong. You never get it done.
Well,
if you just adopt that philosophy at an early age, you wouldn't be afraid of nothing. Like, well, I can't get it wrong. I'm either win or learn. I'll never get it done because the laws of the universe, everything is always recreating itself anyway.
Somebody even did this before you. I tell people all the time, we don't take losses. You know, every loss is a lesson. So you got to realize it's not an L, it's a lesson. And so when you look at life like that, you can get back up because it's not a race. It's not an 80-yard dash, it's a marathon. And I feel like when you have that type of mindset, it's nothing that can stop you. And like you said, this guy said, white guys have all the fun. I mean, think about this. They make billions of dollars. We don't even think. So I'm going to show you something. This is what I want to show you. Okay.
We got some more goodies.
Have y'all ever heard of this? Have y'all ever heard of this cereal company? Fruit Worlds. Marshmallow glitters. These ain't nothing but knockoffs of Fruit Loops or something, right?
Yeah, I never seen
You never heard of it. Okay, so think about this. This company is worth millions of dollars. We never heard of it. We don't even care. We're going to allow them. There's no other African-American black owned cereal company. We've been eating cereals all our lives. Now.
And we've been on a box of it.
Yeah.
And how long they been around?
This Who cereals. This my own cereals. And we started this brand and built this brand. And you know what the first thing our people say? Well,
hoops, baby.
Yeah. Y'all see this? Like our people will probably say, well, okay, you know, this something like Fruit Loops. Okay, how much Fruit Loops put in the community? Like, I mean, who cares about it? I just showed you some knockoffs of Fruit Loops and you got nothing to say about it.
Right.
Then they asked me how much sugar in your cereals. I mean, cereals is going to have sugar in it. But allow me to get...
But they don't want no sugar. They go home and top it with a bunch.
You see what I'm saying? But allow me to get in the store so we can get on the shelves so we can put money back into our communities. We got to start thinking outside the box. Like I say, we got to stop seeing a mustard seed and start seeing a tree.
Yeah.
Cereals is a $12.9 billion a year business. We get none of that.
Yeah.
So my thing is, if you say, "Oh, Master P cereals taste like Fruit Loops," you should buy even more.
There you go.
Let's be honest. That means that it's good, right? Like we already spent billions of dollars with Fruit Loops and catalog.
With no ROI, by the way. Return on investment.
With
no ROI.
See? And now this whole Uncle P brand, we changing the game because it's about us getting into the stores, and then we make the healthy snacks for you guys. It's coming. Healthy snacks are coming, which is crazy that a lot of people don't buy a lot of healthy snacks. That's why you put those products into like Whole Foods. And we're going to do that too. But for our kids, I mean, me, I still have the kid in me. I still eat cereals to this day. I get up and eat cereals. I think a lot of adults still eat cereal.
I do a little Raisin Bran every now and then. I like my Raisin Bran.
And so, and I got something for you. I got that's coming. But I'm saying, though, think about it. Fruit Loops is probably one of the biggest brands in the world right now. And that's by catalogs. And so, I mean, I always say, if they could do it, why can't we do it and do it better?
How does the
packaging, by by
how does the non-black audience receive Hootie Hoops? I would imagine they like it.
They love it.
I would imagine
they love it. February 20th is National Hootie Hoop Day.
Got it. Okay.
So people are excited. But I think our culture needs to stop self-hating. Because for us to be successful, we have to have products in these companies to give back. Because think about it, even a lot of these athletes, they don't have the money that we think they have.
Yeah.
That's why they're not able to help the community. So imagine if we was able to take a piece of that market share. Where would we be at as a culture? And I'm saying not only stop at me, but I'm saying have other African Americans that they able to put their product in. Because some of us have, I did in the music industry, I sold 100 million records independently, but I had to get in first.
Yeah.
And so, you know, this the start.
It's about creating an ecosystem. Like if you have Hootie Hoops and then somebody else comes in with such and such, there's always an opportunity.
It's more of us.
For something else to come out of it.
Yes.
You're opening the gate.
Yeah, we opening and my thing is don't be afraid. No idea is a whack idea. You know, I don't know if you know the chip business, the rap snacks, got Carter B, got Biggie Smalls on the bag. But we started 25 years ago. My partner James Lindsay is like, man, we had the vision to say, if you're gonna buy Lay's, why not buy it from us?
These are all samples for us, right?
Yeah, that's all you. That's all you.
I'll let y'all know how these taste later.
Yes. And so people have to realize that even
and this is where the world is going.
Yes, product. So think about it. Even during the pandemic, is people should be coming up with business. You know, the ones that have been getting fired from jobs, have been a lot of layoffs. I'm saying I'm taking advantage of this and find some product, because product outweighs talent.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time. They had a guy named Spencer Haywood. Nike offered him 10% of their company, and I think it was 77 or something like that. He played with the Sonics, and they gave him $150,000 or 10% of Nike.
Yeah,
he took the $150,000. Right now, he'll have $8.6 billion.
Easy.
And he passed it up. I mean, Jordan don't even own equity in Nike.
Wow.
So, you know, it's so important for us to educate ourselves and start looking at other people's mistakes or looking at some of the great things other people was able to do, even us. Like, educate yourself. Wisdom is what's going to get you to the B's. That's why this guy say, why should white guys have all the fun? They got all the billions.
Yeah.
Like they made, like a couple of us made millions, but we talking about making billions. You have to have a plan.
Yeah.
You know, you really have to go against the grain. You got to think outside the box. You got to go for it. And so,
and I have to chime in and say, as the accountant, by the way.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you get clients who they're just out there doing their thing, bringing in top line money. And I always say my job is protecting the money. So once you get in the door, how do we keep the money?
Yes.
And a lot of folks don't know that. You know, they're with Mike. I can go on and on about.
Well, you know why they don't know that? They don't have no time to understand financial literacy.
Let me tell you, man. You hit it right on the head. By the way, you hit it right on the head, because I almost want to take my glasses off on this one.
Yeah.
I keep telling my guys, I'm like, I'm the guy you have to talk to me. I don't care how busy you are. I told a client the other day, I said, dude, I could have saved you $3 million in the last 2 years.
Yes.
Literally, I was like, I could save you $3 million in the last 2 years.
But they ain't gonna listen.
But it's still
think
like
about it, 'cause you the accountant.
It was
they
still
understand.
a solid. I think you'd be trying to knock down my door. Like, what happened? Like, what did I do wrong? It still was just like, dude. So you know you're hustling. You know you're getting the money, but it's like you're bleeding out the back door.
Yeah. But guess what? They're afraid to admit that they don't know this. So that's the problem that we have as a culture. Stop being afraid to say you don't know something.
Yeah.
Like, that's the power. That's when, because if you know you're not good at something, then you find an expert, but then you also need to educate yourself on it.
Yeah.
So we are afraid to say that we just don't know.
I'm gonna keep that in. You know, that's the real nugget, because I had a client in my office the other day, and she was asking me about a tax return stuff, and I explained to her. I said, yeah, well, you filed. I said, where's your Schedule C? And she was like, what's that? I said, it's on a 1040. I said, you've been filing a Schedule C, that small business return. She didn't know what it was, and so I had to slow down a little bit and actually explain it to her. And that was a vulnerable moment for me, because I assumed she knew what that was.
For her too, and sometimes if you're vulnerable,
and it's like
if honest,
Well, people want to help you.
Yeah.
But when you are afraid,
I definitely do.
You know, like especially us, we want to help our people. We don't want to save this information. We can't take this with us. We want to better our people, empower them, and hopefully you can show them to make more money. They'll give you more clients.
Yeah.
They'll be able to be a testimony for your business. And I think people have to stop that. Like I said, a lot of us get embarrassed to say we don't know.
Yeah.
Because they done put most of their time in being a talent.
Yeah.
So now you're probably one of the greatest talents in the world, but we saying now, what are you doing to educate yourself to maintain?
Yes, and create generational wealth.
And create wealth. So I think that's what we have to stop as a culture, being afraid to say we just don't know. And it's okay not to know.
Yeah.
That's when you know you're going to get better.
Yeah.
That you're going to take your business to the next level because you know you don't know.
Yeah.
And then you start searching for those answers. You start figuring out other people that do know. And that's why I said I want people on my team to push me. So when I say I don't know something, okay, this is how we do this. And that's how you build a great team.
So two final things I want to ask you. I'm a part of a mentor circle at the CDC in Atlanta. And I was sitting amongst a bunch of mentors. We're all mentors.
Yeah.
And the question was asked, how many of you in here are actually doing what you love, passionate about, and purpose, right?
Yeah.
And I was the only one in the room that was literally like, I love what I do, I'm passionate about it, and it's my purpose. Like all three.
Yeah.
I was shocked by that, by the way, and I didn't realize it's such a rarity.
Yeah.
So do you feel that you are experiencing love, passion, and purpose?
Everything that I do, I put God first, so I know what my purpose is. I can't do anything unless I'm passionate about it and I love it.
Yeah.
That's how I get to where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I think that's the mindset we have to have. Like, you can't stop me because I know what I want. I don't care if it take me a little longer. And the Bible took some people 40 years.
Yeah.
So think about it. You know, you have to love what you're doing or you won't be successful. I'm not investing in nothing that somebody don't love. Yeah. If you don't love it, why should I invest my money in it?
Yeah, yeah.
And if you're not passionate about it. So people got to realize everything is not about money. Mm-hmm. If you love something and you're passionate about it, you will be successful. Yeah, the money now, if you're just doing it just for the money, because you meet the people that say, man, I'm going to make $100 million. That's why I'm doing this. I normally walk out the way because I know that person is not going to be successful.
Yeah. And it won't be sustainable.
It won't be.
Even if they get the money, it's not
Think
sustainable.
about it. All you really doing is working for money. Mm-hmm. What happened if it go down? Yeah. What are you going to do? Are you prepared to stand bigger? Because there's a lot of big companies that made money and then fell off. Yeah. So what people don't realize, when a white guy fall off the horse, he have other people around him to help him get back up on that horse. Yeah. If we fall off the horse, we done. Yeah. Because there's nobody you could call and say, I need help, because they're only looking at you. Yeah. And that's what we have to change. We have to change that narrative, but we only can change it with people that are seeking education and information. Yeah. Because it's not about money. It's all about wisdom. It's all about knowledge. And it starts with just educating yourself on your business. Mm-hmm. Don't just get into a business because you say, oh, I'm going to make $1 million. Yeah. Because 9 out of 10 times you're not going to do it. Like, let's be honest. Right. You need to know that this business might not take off like that. You know, people always come up to me, man, I'm going to sell millions of records. I'm like, don't even think that. Like, you got to sell
young bucks out there.
Yeah, man. Let me tell y'all something. I always tell people, start small and build. When I got in the music business, all I wanted to sell was 1,000 records. Yeah. Then I wanted to sell 2,000. Yeah. Then 5,000. Then 10. I've never I'm gonna sell 1 million records. No. Let's grow this. Let's build a fan base. Because when you grow something with real passion and love, you will be able to sustain it. Yeah. And that's
when you build brick by brick.
Yes.
It can't fall.
Yes.
You know, and if it does, it ain't gonna tumble all the way to the ground.
Man, let me show you. I got one more thing to show you, because let me talk about product. But y'all see Manyatis.
I feel like a lot of these young people.
Manyatis is motivating oneself, now encourage you actively to think independent. That's what Manyatis means. So I know a lot of people want to know. That's my shoe brand. And when you talk about these shoes, so let me show y'all some. These for men and women, but it's some of the high fashion shoes. This shoe only like $200. If this was a Gucci or Versace shoe, this would probably
$800, $900, $1200.
Probably $2,500.
Yeah, easy.
So if you look at the detail,
you got the gator on it.
Yes, and you look at the detail. This is some of the high fashion that you're gonna find. And my thing, I wanted to make this affordable, but still that high end shoe. And you see, it has the yellow leopard with the gator, got the suede. I mean, it's top of the line, the gold zippers. So my thing is, Nike built their company outside their garage. Why we can't do it? Yeah. why people like us can't own their own, because we wear a lot of nice shoes. We want them. So I'm like, you know what? Let me make something affordable for my people, but something also classy, not the low end shoe, but the ones that want a higher end shoe can still afford this.
That's a dope shoe, by the way. I'm telling you, this is a dope shoe.
That's for men and women, and so.
Wow, that's dope.
Yes.
Too small for me, though.
Oh no, it's coming. I got whatever. We got all sizes. We go all the way to 16. From women's all the way to 16. So
I want to thank you for taking this time out of your schedule, inviting me to your lovely home, by the way. You know, that felt real special.
Yes. Nah, that's, you know what, when we're talking about financial literacy, this is what we need to be teaching our people. You know, like a lot of people follow me in the music industry. I tell people follow me in sports. But the path that I'm on now, this is where you want to be at with me, because I can show you how to get to the bag. I know a lot of you talk about getting to the bag and stuff like that, but you know what? You can't get to the bag without education and knowledge, and you can't hold on to it unless you have financial literacy.
So let's say we'll have more conversations to come. Give us your favorite quote for the camera.
Yes.
Your favorite quote is what?
My favorite quote is, money don't change people. People are who they are. And when they get money, then it brings out who they are.
There you have it. Boom. Carter the Accountant, Master P, baby. Until next time.